Greetings and welcome to the Oddball Craze. It's 2023, new year, new you, new me. Who am I? I'm Bodacious, and this is the Quick Weekly Update. Players of Madden 23's franchise mode were hit with a critical bug during the holiday season. According to EA, on Wednesday, December 28th, around 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, players trying to access the franchise server were given an error that leagues were unavailable. The issue persisted until 12:45 on Thursday, 12/29. Unfortunately, if you logged into the franchise league during this time, your data was affected due to a data storage issue that resulted in franchise files being corrupted. In a news release, EA stated, quote, "We are sorry that this happened. We know how important your franchises are to you, and we are actively working on a fix to restore some files via backup as soon as possible. However, not all affected leagues can be restored. The team is currently projecting around 40% of leagues to be recovered. We will communicate an updated timeline around the potential restoration of save files from a backup. If you logged in during the above window, we encourage you to start a new franchise as the mode is up and running." We here at the Quick Weekly Update are grateful that such primitive save methods are an antiquated relic left in 2022. Game developer Massive Monster took to the Steam community game page to announce a major update to their cult hit game, Cult of the Lamb. The free update will focus heavily on combat and dungeon gameplay. Taking into consideration feedback from customers, a heavy attack is being added to the arsenal. Each weapon will have different secondary effects when using the heavy attack, from knocking back enemies, throwing your axe, or even raining daggers down from the sky. The new attacks are expected to greatly change the way the game is played, especially in regards to the options available for each encounter. Included with the announcement is the promise of other changes coming in the update, as well as animated images for review, which can be seen here. The update is expected later in 2023 after the January patches are released. Although Silent Hill: The Short Message wasn't mentioned in Konami's presentation celebrating the history and future of the Silent Hill franchise, the game has managed to get an age rating from another region. This non-existent game is now officially listed in the Taiwan Rating Board. The small amount of information available from the listing includes that the game is expected for the PlayStation 5. It is listed for 15 years and above and will feature violence, horror, and inappropriate language. A short description of the synopsis is also available, translated as, "Anita came to an abandoned apartment in order to meet her friend Maya, and somehow woke up to find herself trapped in it. She must escape her own fears and the monsters lurking in the corridors, discover the truth behind the events she's trapped in, and try to escape before her own trauma consumes her will to survive." No official website was filed for the listing. Previously, Silent Hill: The Short Message received a rating in September for release in Korea. Hannah Fole has left her position at Sony Santa Monica Studios to become a senior manager for partner management at Nintendo of America. Previously, Hannah was the combat producer for God of War Ragnarok. The announcement was made via Twitter in a video showing Hannah changing profile details. The list of duties for such a position are long and vary drastically from one item to the next. Essentially, Nintendo is strengthening their key members in regards to strategic relationships with third-party developers, making sure that these partners have the tools and resources available to them, including a name and face they are able to relate issues or concerns to. Expanding on these positions makes sense at a time when new hardware development kits should be reaching partners in the upcoming months. According to Nintendo of America's corporate site, there are still openings for Senior Manager of Partner Management if anyone else feels qualified and wants to follow Hannah's lead. Yuji Naka has been indicted on charges of insider trading, according to Fuji News Network out of Japan. The Sonic co-creator and previous head of Sonic Team is being accused of partnering with Square Enix co-workers to purchase large quantities of stocks in companies Square Enix was partnering with before these relationships were made public. An investigation regarding former Square Enix employees was already underway, with several arrests taking place in November. Naka had previously been under investigation for purchasing 10,000 shares of company Aiming after hearing that a Dragon Quest game was being developed. His latest arrest is due to purchasing 120,000 shares upon learning that Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, would be announced. These shares amount to approximately 834,000 United States dollars. Square Enix has released a statement clarifying that they are cooperating with the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office and will continue to do so. Epic Games has reached a number of settlements with the Federal Trade Commission in the United States. The first one, clocking in at a whopping $275 million, is for violations of COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. The FTC complaint states that, quote, through Fortnite, Epic matches children and teens with strangers around the world in interactive gameplay, unquote, pointing out that this communication is promoted and enabled by default without notification to parents. The complaint also lists that teenagers and children have been bullied, threatened, and harassed within Fortnite, including sexually. Quote, children and teens have also been exposed to dangerous and psychological traumatizing issues such as suicide and self-harm through Fortnite, unquote. Epic Games has also agreed to pay $245 million to settle FTC allegations related to in-game purchases. According to the FTC, this company charged parents and gamers of all ages for unwanted items and locked the accounts of customers who disputed wrongful charges with their credit card companies. The FTC plans to use the settlement money to provide refunds to Fortnite gamers in the U.S. who were affected by the company's billing and refund practices. The FTC plans to make refunds available to the following: parents whose children made an unauthorized credit card purchase in the Epic Games Store between January 2017 and November 2018. Fortnite players who were charged in-game currency, aka V-Bucks, for unwanted in-game items such as cosmetics, llamas, or battle passes between January 2017 and September 2022. Fortnite players whose accounts were locked between January 2017 and September 2022 after disputing unauthorized charges with their credit card companies. If you believe that you are eligible for a payment, you don't need to do anything at this time. More information will be available on the FTC's website. A link is available in the description that will send you directly to information regarding the Fortnite settlement. Netflix has been able to do the impossible and unite professional critics and audiences with their recent release of limited series The Witcher Blood Origin. The series takes place 1,200 years before the events of the Witcher series, providing a backstory for the creation of the first Witcher. Although reports have criticized the accuracy of the audience rating due to supposed review bombing by fans of the books, critical reviews aren't providing much of a positive outlook either. Darren Mooney with The Escapist described the show as a bloody mess and a spectacular misfire. The overwhelming consensus is that the characters are boring and the storyline too scattered to get invested in. Similar to Amazon's adventure into fantasy with The Rings of Power, Netflix struggles to create an original spin-off that can't rely on deep source material. Unlike The Witcher, Blood Origins is an original creation, utilizing the popular name of its predecessor as an attempt to generate audience interest. Blood Origin falls flat with both its writing and production. Artist Sean Koss has made accusations about his art being repurposed for the television show without his permission or licensing. Koss has posted images to Twitter showing his artwork compared to that used as backgrounds in the program, drawing focus to what was already considered cheap and lazy production value. Combining the theft of artwork and the deviation from existing lore in the Witcher universe has longtime fans insulted. The Witcher is based on popular Polish novels, though Blood Origin has no recognizably Polish people in it. Anime production company Aniplex held a special program with cast and staff of the upcoming NiER Automata anime. The production company, owned by Sony, revealed a new trailer for the series and focused on details from the video game as well as the upcoming animation. Mr. Sato, game producer for Square Enix, stated that the anime's title, NiER Automata Ver 1.1a, is a reflection of how the show is slightly different from the main game, similar to a stage play, and how it will vary each time being performed. When asked about transforming an already animated art form, such as video games, to a television series, the producer for A1 Pictures, Shota Fuji, revealed that the team focuses on depicting scenes in ways that don't fit the 3D game world, but work in anime, creating, quote, intentional differences. Other team members shared excitement in how anime is able to express emotions and compared exaggerated facial expressions when video game animations are typically confined to the 3D model rigging. NiER Automata Ver 1.1a will premiere on January 7th at 10 a.m. in Japan and will be streamed shortly thereafter on Hulu, Bandai, and Prime Video for global audiences. John Linneman with Digital Foundry stated in a recent podcast for the company that Nintendo had planned a mid-generation refresh for the Switch, but ultimately abandoned the idea. This could be due to any number of reasons, microchip shortages being the most obvious. Though, the wild success of the current hardware options available may also affect decisions for canceling a new release. Linneman stated that, at one point internally, from what I can understand from talking to different developers, is that there was some sort of mid-generation Switch update planned at one point, and that seems to be no longer happening. And thus, it's pretty clear that whatever they do next is going to be actual next-generation hardware. I don't think it's going to be 2023. The Nintendo Switch is entering its 6th year of being on the market, leading many to speculate on a successor. What new hardware is Nintendo currently developing? Will it be backwards compatible? A handheld or perhaps a dedicated television console? We speculate that there will be answers to these questions in late 2023 as the new AMD factory opens and chip shortage become less of an issue and market scarcity relaxes. Although the Nintendo Switch has an NVIDIA Tegra chip inside of it, historically AMD has powered Nintendo hardware, and the success of current hardware most likely has chip manufacturers bidding for the successor's internals. More details to come in the near future. And to wrap up this week's news, let's take a look at the UK sales charts. For the last week of 2022, the UK charts saw holiday movement, with God of War Ragnarok jumping up from 3rd place to knock FIFA 23 from the top post. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe remains a powerhouse, no doubt getting a boost from being packaged in with Nintendo Switch consoles, indicating that the holidays were again strong for Nintendo. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 falls a couple of slots to number 4, while number 5 through number 9 are all published by Nintendo. They are respectively Pokemon Violet, Nintendo Switch Sports, Pokemon Scarlet, Animal Crossing, and Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition. Sega rounds out the top 10 with Sonic Frontiers, which drops from last week's position of number 7. Sonic the Hedgehog had a pretty good showing in 2022. Let's see if Sega can keep that momentum going. That's been your quick weekly update. I'm Bodacious, wishing you a fantastic year from Oddball Craze.